Jailhouse Betty is with you guys this wonderful, wonderful evening. I went on TikTok, and of course, the people on TikTok. I was sitting in a parking lot and got hit for dangerous acts. Oh, that's all right. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Just throwing that out there. It was awfully funny today because, we went into court. We were all ready. We have our head held high. And it sounds like a lot of butthurt Bettys out there right now, because they didn't get what they want. They're going to be sorely, you guys should just come over to the Bullhorn Betty channel if you want the real. At the end of the day, we give you guys the truth. We don't have to manipulate the truth for anything. And you are going to find out everything I said, a month ago is going to come to fruition. Hey, me and you, Kendra, Natalie, it's nice to see you all. Jailhouse Betty is free again. Free, I say, free. Tammy, it's nice to see you. Stephanie, housewife, it's nice to see you. Donna, Bonnie's Journey, it's nice to see you guys. Bobby, Reality Wins, Nicole, Holly, it's nice to see you. Arky, come on in. We're going to be talking about this. We're on the case of Sebastian Rogers, a 15-year-old child that disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee, and has not been seen again after being locked inside the home securely. He evaporates into thin air, and nobody's seen him since. So only one content creator is being picked on, right? Only one content creator is being picked on. It seems awfully strategic. The one content, I don't even like being called a YouTuber. It drives me nuts when they call me a YouTuber. I'm not a YouTuber. I am on multiple social media platforms. I cover true crime. I'm a journalist. I am a victim right advocate. I'm an activist of political leanings and activist for children. We do a lot for our cases, a lot, but the Constitution is what we lean on the most in my business. The Constitution should not be infringed upon from our government. And that's exactly what we're facing right now, is this infringement. And as you guys know, I am pushing back very hard on this very specific constitutional infringement by a local government. And I'm going to continue to push back on it because it's unlawful. And at the end of the day, I have a right to talk about a public interest case and those involved in that public interest case. Those involved. So we are having a problem, at the end of the day. I don't have to say their names. Everybody knows who they are, Mr. and Mrs. No Comment, right? And they were there today. We had when the case, when we all kind of went out of the courtroom. At the end of the day, there was more love people there for Sebastian Rogers than there were for Camp No Comment. And it's interesting to say the least, because people flew in to think that I tried telling people just don't listen to Bullhorn Betty. I mean, you guys do. You guys are smart. You guys actually have brain cells. But these people are so doped up all the time that they don't even think. And I gotta say that I wasn't really pleased with the appearance. Our team was looking sharp. We have respect for the court. We have the respect for the court of law. And the only reason why it was everybody saying, oh my God, I can't believe they gotta go back. Well, they chose to hire an attorney at the final hour. And that attorney had no idea what they were doing. He didn't even barely know who his clients were. And so he had no information on the case. That's why it was delayed. My attorney was prepared today. My attorney was prepared to argue this today. So it was held over until October 10th, which sounds like we're going to have a full rehearing. So it's going to be, everybody's going to be under oath, and everybody's going to be testifying on October 10th. I talked to Tony, and what we would like, because I think more people will be coming into this hearing, because it's not going to be a cattle call. Like, we were in there with everybody. This one guy goes up to the podium, and he, of course, the judge is like, would you like do you think you need an appointed attorney? And he goes, I don't know, Your Honor. I don't know if I'm going to need it. He's like, well, what's your charge? He said manufacture or distributing, you know, methamphetamines. And he's like, oh yeah, you're gonna need an attorney. I'm like, holy crap. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I've got to address something. I was hearing something that cracked me slap up. I hear that there's rumors going around that Tony is a pill popper. That guy is straight as a freaking arrow. And I'm just like sitting here, these people, you know what? It's deflection. It's deflection at the finest, because the people that are saying that are probably most likely, oh, I am Team Summer, the real Me Too, Eagle War, or War Eagle. It's nice to see you guys. It's nice to see you. It was nice seeing Seth hit back today in the media. He had an interview, and I thought he did very, very well. I just got to see the interview just a few minutes ago, and I thought he did an excellent job. They wanted a comment from Bullhorn Betty, but I had my attorney next to me, and he's like, "You're not going on film, are you?" He's like, "No, let me explain this to you. You're not going." I'm like, "Okay, I won't go. I won't say anything." You know, so it's like today was, you know, it was a which I had anticipated. A lot of people bought tickets to try to see if Bullhorn Betty is going to jail. Well, Jailhouse Betty is not going back to jail. I can almost guarantee that. So if that's what you're coming to look for, and you can't spend any time looking for Sebastian Rogers, then save the money, because you ain't gonna get what you want. I heard that people saying about the Prego thing, and I don't know one way or another. I didn't look at him. I didn't see him. To be honest with you, I avoided as much as I could. I looked straight ahead. I talked to the people around me. I could care less about the yahoos in the courtroom. Plain and simple. I could care less. It seems like a lot of people are angry. They're like, if she could just shut her mouth. Excuse me, I have constitutional rights here that allow me to open my mouth, and that's what I'm fighting right now. So this case is not going to go away, obviously, and we're going to be back on October 10th. I hope everybody's there. I hope the camera crews are there. The camera crews are most likely going to be there, because they know that's the date. That's the date. Like, everybody's going to be getting on the stands, and that's going to be their money shot, you know, getting hearing from the other parties, the petitioners in this matter. And I'm interested in hearing from the petitioners in this matter. But you know, it tells me, in my opinion, it tells me a lot about their feelings that they brought an attorney with them, right? In the final hour. And this attorney literally knew nothing about this. That tells me that they hired him in the final hours. They realized, oh, you know, the oh shit factor. The oh shit factor is, I think, starting to hit them. I saw some pictures, and I got to tell you, evil's the only thing that comes across my mind, just pure evil, and I'm not going to shake that. And that's just from the pictures that I saw, because again, I didn't look back. I could care less. I looked straight ahead. When I went up there, I looked straight ahead and kept my mouth shut and let my attorney do all the talking. I'm perfectly fine with that. There's a reason why we have an attorney. There's a reason why we have a great attorney. Let me just tell you, my attorney is very good. Okay? Very good. And so we didn't come with we came with a heavy hitter to court. I just want to advise everybody that's in my chat that my attorney is a heavy hitter in that area. So I am in good hands. And I can assure you, what you're being told is not going to be. Remember, if you got to go back, rewind, go back, fact find me. I remember where I was. It was a 7-minute conversation. It was a 7-minute conversation, and it was actually, I can tell you the exact date it happened, August 22nd. It's one of the comments I made that got me arrested while I was in Florida. I remember I opened my mouth and I got arrested for speaking. So let's make sure we understand exactly what I got arrested for, okay? It wasn't for stalking people. It wasn't for harassing people. It wasn't for threatening people. It was for hashtags and me threatening to civilly sue the people. Obviously not a physical threat of life. So there's going to be some major problems with that coming up. Oh, be Betty fans in the house. It's nice to see you, Stepher. Sec 1 or Sec 2. It's nice to see you, love. So I'm really pleased with the way today went. I really wanted to get it done. I didn't want to come back here for another court hearing, let's be honest, okay? We wanted it to be done. I mean, we wanted it to be done and over with today, okay? I didn't get what I wanted. But we actually have the October 10th date, and the best part about it is we will have that judge's attention. You know, he won't be confused. There won't be a whole cattle call of people. You know, this was there was like literally a lot of people. Everybody's like, look at all the people in the courtroom and all this and that. And it's like, well, we did have people there for this case and this case only. They changed the rules of the courthouse for our hearing. So they made sure nobody could bring bags in to the whole courthouse because they couldn't manage which one went to what courtroom and whatever. Hey, Seth, it's nice to see you. So we ended up not being able to take bags or cell phones in. So I was able to bring my pad of paper because, again, I thought I was going to be sitting at a desk and I was going to be taking notes and being part of my, being very well and in tune with my defense. Because at the end of the day, I know what happened. You all know what happened because you guys watched it in real time. We know where my commentary is. We know I've never crossed the line with my commentary. We know I've never threatened these people. We know I've never threatened them with any type of weapon. So it's like, everything is obvious. I mean, you can just go to my channel and watch through it. What do you get? You get me, losing after being stalked. I say some rough around the edges things. So what? I'm allowed to. You know that the Constitution, the First Amendment, actually allows me to be repugnant. Did you know that? Allows me to breathe. Like, you don't even have to like it. I could say something that just makes you just absolutely just repugnant. It's still protected, whether you like it or not. It is still protected speech. And this was all a distraction because there are several people in a hot seat, and I think they're feeling the pressure and they want to lash out. There's like literally hundreds of people talking about this case, but they wanted to intimidate them by me. But you know what? They should have went with somebody a little different than me because, one, I don't mind going through this walk. I don't mind making sure that the next community I go into, they understand that I do have rights and I have a right to be there. And so we are going to go through this entire process. And when we're done, we can tell the haters to go F themselves, right? There's going to be no dispute whether my work is lawful or unlawful, so we can get off that talking point. Once this is done, it's done. So this is where we're at. And when this is done, this needs to be balls to the walls about Sebastian Rogers and what happened to him. Because what we're going to find out is there's a lot of lying going on and a lot of lying to officials. And people that have no problem lying to officials. And it's going to make us wonder, what else are they lying about? Which we've all been asking ourselves that for a really long time. We are Sebastian's army. We are Sebastian strong. And I can tell you, I don't break easily. I really don't. You guys have watched me go through pure hell for 3 years, still here. You guys have watched me go through lies and smear campaigns, still here. You have watched me get arrested for advocating for a child over BS, still here, still talking about that child. And when my muzzle is off, we're going to get back to business. We're going to get back to the truth. We're going to get back to, we need to face certain facts in this case. Don't ever think we're out, because we're not out. We've had people campaigning for 3 years to take my channel that's in perfect shape. And I mean perfect shape. This is what it means when I say We as women need to be empowered. We as women need to empower other women. This is the way I have been for many years. Even when I was in politics, I was women focused, because I think the woman's voice is the most underestimated voice out there. And it's not to dog any men. I'm just proud to be a woman. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm proud to be a strong woman. I can tell you there were certain people that were really upset, but it wasn't Team Betty. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. And another thing, those fat whales and fat cows, we love Fluffy in here. So if you're Fluffy, I ain't talking to you unless you piss me off. And then if you piss me off, I might be disrespectful to you like I'm about to be. Okay, but we love our Fluffy audience, just to let you know. Don't get offended when I say stuff. Because the fat cows that deserve to be called fat cows, they're a little butthurt Betty. Okay? They're a little butthurt Betty. They didn't get their way. Nor are they going to. These are felon people that do criminal acts. They perpetrate criminal acts, and then they act like, oh, I didn't do it, right? So at the end of the day, they didn't get what they wanted. I'm not going to jail, okay? I just want to be very clear on that. We're not going to jail. So if you're coming to court on the 10th to see me going to jail, you're going to be crying much like you were today. I can't believe the hate I saw the other channels today. Nobody would even say, because they don't know. You know what they're passing around? They're passing around that I went to jail for stalking somebody, for violating my protective order and stalking somebody and going onto their property. No, I got arrested for hashtags and threatening to sue someone. So let's strip all the BS away. The arrest affidavit clearly states 2 events, both citing hashtags and the fact that I was threatening to sue these people in a court of law. That is what I was arrested for. That is a violation of the First Amendment of freedom of speech. So we're going to have some problems, you know. I feel, now that I met the judge, believe it or not, I feel confident in the judge. He seemed very fair. He didn't give them what they wanted, which is to try to restrain my voice and restrain my speech and tell me I can't talk about them and I can't talk about the case. That's what they wanted. And they didn't get that. So the orders are as they stated. So that means can't go around, can't use threatening language, can't change their utilities, can't threaten their dog. Well, I'm in Florida, so none of that's going to happen. Like, I've never even laid eyes on these folks except one, right? So I'm good. I'm absolutely good there, and absolutely cannot possibly violate a court order at this point. So I'm happy to go home and see my dog. I'm going to be going home. The people that have been stalking me and stalking the wrong car and stalking the wrong hotel, you guys are just wrong. But it does show the whole entire world that your investigative skills suck. Just saying. I mean, you're hitting zeros here. The Red Roof Inn? Who have you been stalking at the Red Roof Inn? Because it hasn't been Bullhorn Betty. Just saying. You're probably blowing their damn phones up. I haven't even stayed at a Red Roof Inn in 7 months. No. You know what? But you know what? You know what? True crime, in all fairness, obviously for something like that to be put in an order, somebody had to have done it. So somebody had to have scrubbed. But you know what? Most of this stuff is for family, right? I'm not their family. And I think what you have is like husbands or boyfriends that shut off the utilities and stuff like that. I think that's what it's for. But you know, if they put that in there, there's somebody that's done it, right? So, and the animals, like, first of all, I don't think they have any animal. I don't know if they do. But I'm an animal lover. I don't care if I hate their owner or not. I will jump in front of a freaking moving bus to save a freaking animal. So, and I don't ask who's your owner before doing it, you know? So I don't think I have anything to worry about. So I love all, well, I gotta, you know, we gotta make sure that we're safe. That's what all the pillows are for. We wouldn't want somebody to track me down on my last day here. You guys know I'm gonna probably do a lot. Oh, I can't. I was gonna say, you guys know I'm gonna do probably a live first thing in the morning showing where I'm at, just to give the big old F you. But in all fairness, I'm going to be leaving at 4:30 in the morning. No, I'm just joking. Just trying to see what haters are going to be up at 4:30. Can you imagine? No, I would be leaving at like 2:30 in the morning. So, you know, I want to get out of here before the stalkers get here, you know. I wonder I wonder how many we're going to get at that Red Roof Inn at, you know, 2:30 this morning. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Don't forget the debate. Oh, is the debate tonight? Oh, we got to watch the debate. You know what? I already know who's going to win it. I'm telling you, Betty's always right. Why don't you guys just realize it already? Good gracious. Yes, at 8:30. Oh, okay, good. That's going to give me time to do this live and get a shower. Yes. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I heard a rumor going around that I was in a car wreck. Let me assure you, there was no car wreck. Just for anybody that heard that rumor. Is Mr. and Mrs. Car Guy in here? Oh, that tells me. When we walked out of there, I didn't realize how many people we had inside that courtroom because we were all kind of scattered. You know, my attorney wanted us to sit in a certain spot. So we sat in a certain spot. And it was just to keep the four of us together. And I didn't realize how many supporters were in the audience until we left. And it was like, our crowd was a lot bigger. Just saying. Just saying. Love over hate. Love over hate. So, Betty, can we watch the debate with you? Well, to be honest with you, if I was on a StreamYard, we would play the freaking debate. You know, even if I had to not do the monetization. But does anybody? I know it's on. Isn't it on ABC or is it NBC? I wasn't in a car accident. Thank you for the support. Yeah, no, we weren't in car wrecks. Yes. Seth is taken care of. He had a burger the size of his face today. I don't know where he put it all, but I had a chicken sandwich the size of my face today, and I don't know where I put it all, to be honest with you. I don't know how the heck I was able to eat the whole darn thing, but I guess I was pretty hungry. Oh, my belly, duh. But it was, this thing came out. I should have made him get down by his burger and take a photo of it. Like, this thing was like, I was pile high. But my little chickens, you know, you think chicken sandwich, you think no big deal. Well, this thing was like, I don't know, 7 inches? Like, I had to smush it just to fit it in my pie hole, okay? You guys know I got a big mouth, right? Well, the chicken sandwich almost kicked my butt. Just saying. It was called the Buford's Tea Burger. Oh. It was good. It was good. It was so good. Had a nice quiet lunch with some fellow friends. Only innocent folks want BHB searching to find their missing child. Let that detail stink in. Exactly. And you know what though? It upsets me that so many people have so much hate in their heart that they're talking about this case out of hate. That's what I have a problem with. You know, it's like this boy is gone. He's been gone for over 6 months, almost 7 months in a few days. And we've got people only talking about his case to spread hate, not information, not to advocate for finding new leads or getting people to call the tip line or talking about the $100,000 or going over maps. They're sitting here covering the case over for hate, and specifically for hate and hate alone. Now, in all fairness, I found once I get back and I can use the green screen or get my StreamYard working, which I'm spending a lot of money on. They just upgraded their prices. Geez Louise. And once I get StreamYard up and running, we're going to go over, remember I told you how JLR is manipulating text messages for stories? I've got clips of it. I've got proof. I've got receipts. And I've been holding on the receipts for a few days because I haven't had time to discuss it. But we're going to show you exactly how it's done. And I'm going to show you a great example, and you can go cross-reference this with JLR's page, and you will find the exact same stuff that I have uncovered. It is manufacturing known information. Basically what they do is they take a text message or they take a screenshot and they blank out the type, and then they overlay a new type over it to talk about it. And so I have now the proof in the pudding that I will be presenting to people probably tomorrow night or the next night. What's tomorrow? What's today? Tuesday. So I'll be home Wednesday evening. So it's either going to be Wednesday evening or Thursday morning is when we're going to go over those text messages. But I do have them. I do want to show you. I want to show you what they look like so you guys can be on the lookout for anything that is manufactured. Again, they need to do better manufacturing work. That's all I'm saying. Okay, this is why I don't manufacture stuff, because I don't know all the ins and outs, but I can point them out, right? I can point them out. Thank you everyone for the comments. I went to court as representation for Sebastian Rogers, and he looked dapper. Did you guys see South? He was dapper. He was dapper. All you need is love. Oh, thank you, Gypsy. God bless you for that. God bless you for that. You know what? This world would be so much better if we all had a little love in our heart, right? If we all had a little love in our heart. Betty, you, Seth, and Tony all looked amazing today. You are doing something amazing, and thank you. Oh, you're welcome. It comes with a cost. This business comes with a cost. Oh, Nick is up in the house. It's nice to see you, Nick. God bless you. Who else do we have? Oh, Moonlight, Misty Moonlight. It's nice to see you, my love. It's nice to see you. Thank you guys. It was amazing. But again, it's not going to turn out like the haters want. You know, these people concocted these felon channels. Nick, you need to look into these people. They're all felons that are doing all this to you, all this to the team, everybody. They're felon channels. This is what when people are in tight spots or have done some criminal activity or need protection, they go to these criminal channels. These are channels that are ran by felons. These are felons that can't even they can't even be a representative at the Slurpee counter of a 7-Eleven. That's how bad the records are. And hey, Patty, it's nice to see you, my love. And so they're the ones that are jamming up everybody. Mr. and Mrs. E, some people reported it properly. Yes. You guys are awesome. At the end of the day, there's great people out here advocating for Sebastian Rogers in the right way, keeping it to the facts. We are keeping it to the facts. That's what the problem is there's a whole party that doesn't like the real facts, and they don't like them being known. They want them to shovel under a rug, and I'm sorry, we're not doing it. We're not the ones, you know? We work very, very diligently. I've put massive amounts of money into investigating this case for my audience and looking into this case and giving you guys perspectives from boots on the ground. And, you know, again, we went into this community without the entourage, right? You guys know when we go into a community, we're always usually 5-6 people deep. And I went into this community because I wanted to get in and get out. I didn't want to go in there, make a big stink, you know, I didn't want to cause any kind of ruckus or anything with our presence. You know, this was kind of a low key, just, you know, filming, giving our audience the lay of the land. That's really we accomplished. That's exactly what we went there for, and it's exactly what we accomplished. Now, we knew going in there, we had already been hit with the threats. We already had been hit with, they were going to run me over, and I needed to watch where I was going and all this other stuff. And then, of course, the animal that decides to put some action behind that, I got out and put right on freaking film and wanted to know. Now, granted, like Megan Fox said, she wanted to hear his answer. I didn't. I wanted him to hear my voice, right? I wanted him to hear my voice. I didn't care what came out of his mouth. I'll be honest with you. CP looks like the stress and the guilt is wearing on him, in my opinion. He did not look like him at all. Yeah. I saw pictures of him. You know, the only thing that when I saw, when I was Oh, sorry. That was kind of stupid. Sorry, I was trying to read a text. And I had to check a text message. It sounds like Dog the Bounty Hunter, Nick's obviously in the chat room right now. And it sounds like, from what I'm understanding, is that Dog's over these bullies and over these hate channels. I can tell you that. He's over the bullies, he's over the hate channels, and it sounds like he's going to start steamrolling these people. And he should. And he should. Hey, y'all, just subs, so can't comment yet. I'm sorry, Nick. I have to do that because of the trolls. I have to do that because of the trolls. So it helps keep some of the commentary down. I really could care less, but it helps keep some of the commentary down. And of course, with us being so far out, and it's just, we have to, well, I think I've already made that. If you haven't watched my channel for very long, we usually keep it on 5 minutes or 20 minutes. But after doing this case and people coming over here and trolling and bullying my audience, the audience, my core audience here is, I try to protect as much as possible. Hey, it's nice to see you as well. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's very nice to see you. So we're kind of just chilling right now, and we got back. I'm full. I need a shower. I'm tired. I'm sorry, Nick, that you can't comment. You don't have to pay to talk, though. I'm so sorry I'm making you pay to talk. I didn't want to do that, but it really is for the trolls. And you're gonna have to be a friend of mine for 5 days. I'm sorry. There's just rules to the chat. It's a privilege to chat in my chat box. It's not a right, and I convey that to everybody as often as possible. It is a privilege to be here. It is not a right. You can watch, but I don't have to listen to your garbage. And I'm not going to. I'll be honest with you. It's too much. It's too much. These people need to go on their own channels. They got something to say. They can say it on their own channels. I don't need to hear it. And if I'm going to have to listen to you insult me, you're going to pay me to do it. Okay? Sorry, not sorry. So that's where we're at. It's, I feel like they're waiting a month to see, like, I'm going to Florida. I don't threaten these people. I've never seen these people, but I feel like they're just seeing if I can hold it a month. Oh my God. Which I really could care less, right? I really don't care. I seriously, the only thing I care about is going to jail, but I already came to Jesus with that, and it's like, you know what? I have a choice here. It's my constitutional rights or jail. I'm going to frickin' jail. Period. I will make this thing blow up as big as it can possibly blow up. My ass, if I got to sit in jail for 30 days, I'm going to do it. But one thing they're not going to do is take away my constitutional rights. They're not going to take away my First Amendment. They're not going to take away my Second Amendment. I mean, we got amendments here. We got amendments here. And I know Tony is cringing by me saying this, especially out loud, because he disagrees with my position. But at the end of the day, there are just some things worth fighting for. And I'm a political activist first and foremost. Okay. I was a political activist for years before I came over here. And if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I've never been in jail for 30 days before. But if it comes down to my constitutional rights or imprisonment, I'm going to jail. I will tell you that. There are just some things worth fighting for. And that will be the biggest protest that I will ever do. And I will tell you that straight up. So all these people, and because I've come to Jesus with it, I know it's not going to happen. So, oh, thank you, Nani. God bless you. Purple World got it. Amanda. Oh, Amanda, Butterfly Girl. It's nice to see you. Karma's mom. Yay. And Stephanie. You guys are all members. Don't forget to tell Nani. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So let's get back to this. Once October 10th hits, it's going to be over. If I got to come back the 23rd, I'll come back the 23rd. I don't care. You're talking about my civil liberties. This is 2024. I thought the America was over this nonsense. I thought America knows that we have rights. I think what happened is this detective got a little butthurt when I said there's not going to be anything your law enforcement can do about it, right? And they're going to slowly find out that I have a right to do what I'm doing. Point blank. Oh, thank you. It's nice to see you, Groovy Gal. Oh, thank you. Don't forget to tell Groovy Gal, if you guys got your free gifted membership from Groovy Gal, give her a big heart and kiss. Heart and kiss. Hug and kiss. With the love channel. Oh, anyways, guys, I don't want to bend your ear too long. I know you guys are on here, but I just want to tell all the haters, you know what? When I went in there, the one thing I said is I hope they choke today. And by the time they walked out of there, they were all choking. You know, people should just listen to Bullhorn Betty. You guys would probably be better off. Just saying. Ain't playing. Betty, you are a true warrior for Sebastian. I didn't mean to be. You know, honestly, I didn't mean to be. Let's be honest. We came in to cover this case. We started covering this case around March 16th. We were being very fair, but when information starts leading us to really look at the players in this situation, it was very clear what's going on here. Okay, I'm not a dum-dum, and neither is my audience. We literally do this every single day. We've gone through hundreds of cases. We've watched hundreds of, well, not quite hundreds of court hearings, but we've watched a lot of court hearings. We know evidence. We know circumstantial evidence, direct evidence. We watched enough investigations from boots on the ground that we know the policies and procedures of law enforcement, and when we go from a missing person case to a criminal investigation, and I'm sorry, everything is in the right boxes for a criminal investigation, even though we're not in a criminal investigation, unless you ask for public records, then all of a sudden your response is, oh, we can't give that to you because we're in a criminal investigation. Well, it's kind of funny because you keep saying we're not in this criminal investigation. And we're not in a criminal investigation, nobody would need to be cleared. Obviously, we have people that need to be cleared. I'm demanding that Seth Rogers be cleared. Right? I'd like to see the Cold Case Foundation come in. I'm very thankful and appreciative that Dog the Bounty Hunter is bringing a national spotlight to this very skunky case. And I don't mean skunky for Seth's side at all. Because at the end of the day, this is the only man that has an alibi. This is the only man that has publicly passed a polygraph test. This is the only man that story has stayed the same since day one. I'm not saying we need to clear Seth for some abracadabra magic moment. I'm saying we need to clear Seth because he ain't got crap to do with this case, other than he wants to find his son. And it's awfully funny that the people that are attacking are so up, you know, the other party's rear end, that they've lost focus. They've lost focus because it's a popular thing to do to get on board. Oh, thank you, Tugs. God bless you. Because it's the thing, it's the new, you know, the new trending topic, right? So they need to be liked by everybody. You'll find out very quickly, I don't need to be liked by anybody. I could give a rat's patootie whether people like me or don't like me. I'm not here for a popularity contest, and I'm damn sure not here for clicks and views. I would prefer all the trolls leave. As a matter of fact, unsubscribe from Bullhorn Betty. My life would be a lot happier without you in it. Just saying. Ain't playing. I gave Sumner County Sheriff's Office the Cold Case Foundation information for them to reach out to them. Well, you know, Seth, wish in one hand and poop in the other. Figure out which one fills up faster. Just saying. But we have some clear issues in this case, okay? And the clear issues in this case is not Seth Rogers, okay? He's on camera. I keep saying, I say this over and over again, from one live to another, I keep wondering what Seth's life would be like if he truly wasn't on camera. Because this hate campaign and this manipulation campaign and this narrative marketing campaign, this propaganda that these hate channels and these felon channels are doing is bull. They don't care about this boy. I bet you if they didn't get a click and a view until they cared about this boy, all of a sudden their commentary would be different. What you bet? What you bet they flip-flop again? What you bet? We have not flip-flopped on this channel at all. We've been fair. When things were debunked, they were debunked. And usually the things were debunked and they were in the mom and the stepfather's benefit, the mattress, the pressure cleaner, all that crap that came out here on social media. We were able to debunk it. But we were also able to debunk some statements made as well, which didn't bode in that favor. And I think that's where we get, and never mind the vehicle, the unknown vehicle that clearly matches up to a rear end of a QX80. The rear end of a QX80. It has a perfect match. Almost, in my opinion. My uneducated, opinion. It was a simple overlay. Anybody could do it. It's so simple that you could do it at home. I showed everybody my methods and techniques. They can literally put a car up to it. They can literally put a truck up to it, and I can guarantee nothing's going to fit like a glove like the back end of that full-size SUV. Just saying. One hate channel is starting to cower down now. Well, all of them should, because they're on the wrong side of this. And they know they're on the wrong side of this. This is not going to end very well. It's just not. I mean, we've got a whole entire family that appears not to have any problems lying under oath, doesn't have any problems lying to a judge, doesn't, if you can lie under oath, you can lie on an affidavit. Would it be that far of a stretch to believe that they could lie, say, to a detective or say to an interrogator? We have to look at that. If we were in a situation where we were telling you that a husband and wife were living in a house, they had a great dinner at a steak restaurant, they came home at 6:40 in the evening, they both went to bed, and then all of a sudden the husband wakes up, the wife is gone, she left her keys, her wallet, and everything on the dresser, but she just walked out of the house and ran off with, Joe Plumber down the road. How many of us would believe that? Raise your hand. Put a 1 in the chat. Tell me how many of you guys would believe that. Would any of you guys believe that story? What is the difference in the story we heard about this child's disappearance? We would literally be demanding questions from the husband. Right? Because there's no way a wife would leave her cell phone, her purse, or her keys at home and walk out to go run off with Joe Plumber. He didn't hear her walk out, but he knows she walked out the front door because that's the only method that she could have left without her keys and locked behind her. Who in the right mind would believe that story if we were talking about a husband and a wife? I damn sure wouldn't. Lacey Peterson. Hey, love Lakers. It's nice to see you. And not seen on camera. Bingo. Exactly, Mr. E. Bingo. Thank you, Debbie. God bless you. Sebastian knew the best Houdini trick. I know. No shoes. Oh, thank you, Karen. I love you too. Lost voice with Jackie. Strip the case to bare bones. The last person to be with Sebastian. Exactly. She holds the answer. Exactly. Not only that, but in this case, let's talk about this case a little bit. We know from the neighbors, from the cameras, that there was lights. We're going to keep saying it. Lights going on inside the house, okay? From 9:30 to 11:30, the camera picked up Sebastian's room light going on and off several times between 9:30 and 11. Which is a little weird because we hear of the phone call at 9:43, 9:46. Okay, let's just back up here. But the lights in his room caught on camera, went on and off several times from 9:30 to 11:30. The cameras picked up a image going to the back of the house, which they theorized was the parents' room. Shortly after that figure goes to the back of the house, they describe the house going dark. Many people in my audience believe a breaker was kicked. I don't know. I have no earthly idea whether breakers kicked. I wasn't there. I can only describe what was described to all of us, and that was everything went dark. And that was like that, I guess, until morning, right? But the kicker is almost 5 hours, 4 to 5 hours, 4 to 6 hours, somewhere between there from that light event. No, it would be 3, that's 11:30. So about 3 to 4 hours after the interior, never mind that the camera picked up after the house went dark, a figure in the front window. A figure in the front window. Whose figure that was, we don't know. That's what's been told. That's what's been alleged here. Then about 3 to 4 hours later, you have 2 lights that appear to be coming from the back of this boy's home to this unknown vehicle. We didn't even know it was an unknown vehicle until we twisted the image and we could literally see the image of a vehicle and their headlights. So we have lights going, weird lights going on that were out of the ordinary this night going on inside the house. And then several hours later, we have lights and movement on the outside of this house that was picked up by cameras. And remember, the stepfather on Smiley's World made sure he stated that if somebody went through that front door or broke in through that front door, there would be an image that was picked up on the neighbor's Ring doorbell camera. So that could be true if somebody was walking out of the house. So if there was no image picked up on that Ring doorbell camera, obviously Sebastian could not have walked out because in the stepfather's own voice, we hear that it would have been picked up. It's on the Smiley World interview. We got the 2 Dutchess interview. I went back to the very first Dutchess interview, and what a story. What a story. That interview in conjunction with Chronicles of Olivia's interview was almost night and day. I think that is where when you hear Dutch's interview with them over the events and you hear Chronicles of Olivia, I think that is when it honed in on the inconsistencies. And then they went on to the Nancy Grace show. And boy, what more inconsistencies did we get? A lot. A lot. And I think Jennifer Coffindaffer is the one that broke it down on the 3, I believe that there's about 20 or 30 different stories here because of all the minor details that change. But Jennifer Coffindaffer was just talking about the major things. And she came up with 3 different stories with major changes in the story. And so I think that was pretty interesting in her breakdown of it, because how right she was when she had discussed those things. You should check that one out. But Smiley's World, that one got a little spicy. That one got a little deep. That one we learned a lot, including a belt incident. A belt incident. So we'll see how that all pans out. We're going to be starting to talk and go over these interviews that are publicly available online, and we're going to break them down and discuss them. Brink security must be horrible. Listen, I was watching a news article about Brinks, and apparently this one guy, and I think he was in Tampa or somewhere in Florida, he had just gotten a new system installed, and he went there, and he had all the passcodes for all of these weird accounts. They gave him their addresses, their view of the camera, and all this. And he was a good guy. Thank God he wasn't a criminal. But he calls Brinks to report this, and he expected Brinks to take this, fix it immediately. And weeks later, he still had all these people's private information on his account. It was crazy. crazy. I don't know. You know, this techie stuff, I have mine all closed circuit. Like, I've got it a Wi-Fi, but I have a sync box. Like, I don't pay for service. I don't give anybody my password or anything like that. I have a box inside my home. It is not on the cloud whatsoever. I can access that box through Wi-Fi anywhere in the world, and I love that sync box. It gives me the control. I don't have the monthly bill, and nobody can have access, not even the company, to my private recordings. And I feel like it also protects me from, say, hacking or other things, but I don't know. Sebastian must have turned into Peter Pan with his very own Tinkerbell. She did that with magical fairies to sprinkle her magic dust off and flew into the night. Yeah, exactly. And as sarcastic as that is, you know what? I mean, that's kind of what we're being told we need to believe. And I'm sorry, but most of us don't believe that. We don't believe that at all. But guys, just know that today was a good day for me. Just know that October 10th, we don't have a crystal ball, but seeing the judge and seeing his demeanor, I'm confident that we're going to be successful on the 10th. I really am. I know I didn't commit any crimes. I know I've done nothing that they've said I've done. So I feel like that, once the judge hears the true facts, I don't see how he's going to be able to keep these in place. And again, this was just the county trying to control Bullhorn Betty's mouth. And at the end of the day, they have no authority to do that. I'm an American citizen. This is America. And I cannot believe that one county believes that we are a third world country, or China, where they can control and dictate what comes out of somebody's mouth. They don't have to like my commentary, but you know what? Law enforcement can change the damn channel too. Just saying. Just saying. But what you don't get to do is lie, and you don't get to lie to a judge. So we're going to keep going down this road. We're going to keep talking about Sebastian. Sebastian is front and center, and he should be. He should be. He's a 15-year-old boy that will never leave his house without shoes on, and just magically walked out in the middle of the night when he doesn't like bugs, doesn't like dirt. I mean, these are things that are well known. Every single one of his parents have stated all these lists. Like, we literally made a list. Remember when we made the list? We made the list of all the reasons why, and this came directly out of the parents' mouths of what he's terrified, what he hates, and what he dislikes. So much so that it almost closes it off that he could possibly have walked out that door. I'm sorry. We are here for the victims, period. Absolutely, I am Team Summer. And people don't want the truth coming out. That's not my problem. For all the parents out there that do horrible things to your children, stop. And if you do horrible things, you're the one thing that you did. Like, I can tell you, nobody expected this case to blow up like it did. Nobody. But it did. And the next parent, it might be the same situation. So the only thing I can say is, if you're ill-equipped to take care of your child, figure some other plans out and get your child out of your care. It's very simple. Very, very simple. But if your number is called and we cover your case, and we don't just do surface level coverage, if you did something, don't complain that you don't want to hear the commentary. Because I'm not spending money to go out to these places to lie to my audience. We're going out there for information and to fact find. And when we find the facts, we talk about the facts. If the parents don't like it, that's their problem. Don't listen to my channel. It's pretty simple. That one sheriff said dogs followed no scent of Sebastian. I fully believe someone incapacitated Sebastian in the house and hoisted him over the shoulder, then drove and drove and drove. It's possible. I still believe there's something else missing from that house. Have we accounted all the sea bags? Have we accounted for all the suitcases and luggage? Has anybody cross-referenced that with credit card receipts? Yes, the law enforcement can go back years and years and years. Cross-reference that stuff. It's a pain in the butt. But you know what? If we had the information, that's exactly what we'd be doing. It didn't matter if it took us months. I've dealt with parental interference. I speak every day with my daughter, who I found on my own. She's thanked me for not getting social media involved. Too much bullying. And it's sad. It shouldn't be like that. Social media is a great resource for victims of crime, missing person people. There's a lot of kids that run away. There's a lot of people that are, abducted by their spouse or their partner. And, this is a great way to advocate for them and to get them out past, just the few people in the community and really get a broad attention to it, broad attention. Like, we've got people that are in the Netherlands, in Australia, in the UK, South Africa, right? That's a pretty large arm. That's a pretty large arm. Local media can't do that. I'm sorry, they just can't. They may hate me, don't really care. Again, not a popularity contest over here. I'm going to be me whether you like me or not, right? You guys keep tuning in. We almost got 1,300 people in here, But when it comes to my constitutional rights, we're not going to back down. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to, keep Sebastian in the forefront. That's what they wanted to stop. They wanted to stop his name from coming out of my mouth, and it's not going to happen. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers deserves to have a platform. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers deserves to be found. I pray to God that Nick and Dog don't back away from this case and don't let these haters, because it's going to take some thick skin and some balls to work this case. I'll tell you that. That's why not too many people work this case. They've all backed away because they can't handle the pressure, And that, to me, each their own. I'm not dogging anybody for that. But, sometimes you just got to, if you really care about a case, the noise has got to go away. You can't listen to your audience. You have to do what's right because it's the right thing to do. Now, doing the right thing is not the easy thing to do. You think what I'm going through right now is easy? All I had to do was just back off, quit talking about it, right? All I had to do was turn my back on Seth, Tony, and Sebastian, right? That's really all I had to do. That was really the only requirement. I wouldn't be going through any of it if I did that. But I'm not that kind of girl. So we're going to continue to be here. We're going to continue to support Seth and Tony. Great people, by the way. Great people. I don't give a rat's ass what anybody on these YouTube streets say. These people, they don't know these people. Okay? They can talk some mad cash crap about everybody. But one thing they can't talk about is Tony and Seth. They're great people. Seth is a strong man. Does he falter every now and again? He's a father that's missing his freaking son. It's been 7 months. You go without your kid. Send your kid off up the street for 7 months. Take away the phones. Don't talk to them. Have somebody hide your child and you not know where your child is. You tell me how reasonable you're willing to be. Please, by all means. I can tell you, he's kind, he's gracious, and he just wants his boy home. That's all he cares about. That man had to sit in that courtroom knowing that his ex was there. And he has so many questions for this woman that refuses to speak to him or help him in any way locate his son. Meanwhile, condemning him and his entire team with the use of these felon content creators that want to do nothing but hurt him. Hurt him. Did you hear that, vile bitch? The beach whale? Did you hear her crap coming out of her mouth today? She can't wait until somebody hurts me. I can tell you the stuff she says, the threatening stuff she says, I've never said out of my voice. Maybe it's time for her to go to jail for the threats, right? The harassment. Maybe it's time for her to have a protective order on her since she wants to hurt Seth so bad. Just saying, what's good for the goose We could do this all day long. If this was legit, do you know how many people would be in jail right now for attacking Seth? Just think about it. If this is really the way it is in Tennessee, there's a lot of content creators that are about to get shackled up. Shackled up. So we're clipping all of that because I think that's threatening content. And, it just shows you that criminals will continue to be criminals. They don't care. They don't care about breaking the law. They're criminals. I don't really care about that lady, Stephanie. She can fly a kite. She can get bent. She ain't no Betty, I can tell you that. Where can we watch this at? I know they ran the court hearing. I don't know which one you're talking about. I'm not going to get the content. If you don't know who Beached Whale is, and she's like, oh my God, she can't be talking about the weight if she looks like that. Well, baby, you got to see my ass today, and I can guarantee you I'm about, I don't know, a tenth of you? Just saying. I think my whole body could fit on your thigh. Just saying. Just saying. We like fluffy over here, but we like nice fluffy people, not vile fluffy people. Actually, we don't like vile whales. You look pretty. Thank you, Eileen. Oh, Lady 7-Up. Yes, I know, and I gotta get in the shower. I'm ready for a freaking shower. I've been in the car pretty much all day. We were stuck in freaking traffic like half the damn day. Good gracious. The traffic on 386 sucks. They need a 4-lane highway. Tennessee sucks. I don't know how to say. I tell you, this is the worst state. What have I been telling you guys for 3 years? This is the worst state for children. This is the worst state for cases. And they don't know how to try a circumstantial case, which I don't have any faith in DAs that can't charge a circumstantial case. Like, it takes skill. If you ain't got the skill, just acknowledge you ain't got the skill. But it takes skill. But if every other state in the country can do circumstantial cases, why can't the state of Tennessee? Just something to think about. Out of humanity, she did say you were small. I nearly had a stroke. But then she was backed up with tiny. She's like, oh my God, she shouldn't be calling anybody beached whales looking like that. Well, baby, you got to see my ass today, and I can tell you I got a lot of room to talk. Just saying, not playing. You can pray with me, but don't play with me, babe. Almost debate time. All right, you guys rock it out with your coffee beans out. I'm going to go jump in the shower so I can be at the debate. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the support. We're going to keep it Sebastian strong, Sebastian's army. We are Sebastian's army. Okay? We are Sebastian's army. Trust me. Without this army, this case would have gone nowhere. Okay? You're talking about a 15-year-old boy that's autistic that allegedly ran away from home, right? Not our typical case, but something in this case smelled to high heaven. And when I start saying, this doesn't sound right, this doesn't sound right, then you start sucking me in. Then my audience gets sucked in. Then next thing you know, we're going to the place to get our feet on the ground, because within 24 hours, typically on just about every single case, we know whether we're on the right path or the wrong path. Within 24 hours. We have a high batting average on this channel. We don't manufacture BS. And we talk real, whether people like it or not. And I can tell you that this channel has stood the test of time against the bullying, against the haters, against all kinds of stuff, and including jail. And we're going to still be successful. And on the 10th, like I said previously, I have a good feeling that they're not going to get their way on there. But, I want the haters to come out, because I want to personally see them cry on the 10th. So please, come one, come all. Come one, come all. We need to have media back in there, which this time will be legit, because now they're going to get some testimony from the family. So I think that that's going to be awesome, and the whole world needs to see this. This is a public interest case. We're going to once again have all family members inside that courtroom, and it's going to be hard for Mr. and Mrs. No Comment to have no comment. Just saying. All right, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, Please be safe, but more importantly, don't be the garbage on these streets and be kind to one another. Okay? You ain't gotta like what they say. Change the freaking channel. And I'm going to say to the haters the same thing. You don't like my commentary, which you guys know you love me. You guys are closet BHB fans because nobody spends this much time watching somebody they hate. Just saying. God bless.